So the Financial Times is one of the world's leading news organisations. We say news organisation rather than paper because although obviously we print a paper, most people read their news online now, which makes technology absolutely central to what we do. We could see the increasing maturity of what was out there. And by the end of 2016, we thought we need to bring in some kind of cluster orchestration. We were very keen to get something that was widely used. We would rather be using the boring technology that everyone else is using, the sense of people have seen the problems. People have already encountered this, I can go and talk to someone else. Kubernetes stood out for a couple of reasons. The first thing is we found it quite straightforward to get started with, but probably more importantly, we could see cloud providers starting to offer it as a managed platform. So the main savings we got were moving from running as every microservice in its own VM to moving to containers. But we did actually get some savings moving to Kubernetes as well. And that's even allowing for the cost of the migration. Over 3 years, we break even with quite a substantial migration cost. And the reason for that is it's a lot simpler for us to make changes in the same environment. So we have fewer lower environments. We don't spin up as many environments for teams. The move to cloud native is a big culture change. And because to really succeed, and it's related to the DevOps change as well, you have to be willing to do a lot more. Your team needs to own it much more. So when I started out as a developer, what you mostly did was write code. Now the developers, they write code, but they also set up platforms and they investigate what the next technology is that they should use. And I think you have to be comfortable with change to do that. So the developers we have now are people who are comfortable with, well, I might not be doing the same thing in a year's time. And I think the pace of change has increased so much. And if you come to KubeCon, so many new things are announced. And if you don't take advantage of them, you're lagging behind other people who do. And we found, going back to the keynote that Dave gave yesterday, we found that the community is very welcoming. People will help you out. So if someone says, you're ahead of us on this part of the journey, can we come and talk to you and ask you questions? It just seems to happen. A couple of years ago, I realised that we were complaining because it was taking us 15 minutes to provision a machine. But when I joined the FT in 2011, it took 120 days to get a server in and get it all set up. So, you're always complaining, but it's getting better all the time.